Some people move through life like their internal world is set to quiet mode, even when everyone else is spiraling. They don't panic, they don't explode, and they don't match the emotional chaos in front of them. But psychological calmness isn't accidental. It's a pattern built from personality, upbringing, emotional intelligence, coping strategies, and even neurobiology. Let's break down what's really happening inside the mind of someone who is always calm. Calm people operate from regulated nervous systems, not reactive ones. Their brains don't fire alarm signals over everyday stress. They experience stress, but their body doesn't leap into fight or flight at the first sign of discomfort. Instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, long enough for the logical part of the brain to come online. This creates the impression of a person who is built different, but in reality, they've trained their body not to interpret everything as a threat. Another key element is low emotional impulsivity. Calm individuals rarely get hijacked by their own feelings. They don't speak before thinking or lash out because of a passing emotion. They understand something many people struggle with. Emotions are signals, not commands. This gives them a massive psychological advantage in conflict, arguments, or high-pressure situations. They're also naturally good at meta-awareness, thinking about what they're thinking. Instead of being inside the emotion, they step outside of it. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Do I need to act on this? This internal monitoring makes them more emotionally responsible and less likely to create drama or chaos. Calm people also tend to have strong boundaries. They know where they end and other people begin. This means they don't absorb every mood, every crisis, or every emotional tornado around them. They recognize when something is not their job to fix. This psychological separation isn't coldness, it's emotional maturity. Another factor is experience-based resilience. Many calm individuals weren't always this way. They've lived through high-stress environments, difficult families, heavy responsibilities, or early challenges that forced them to develop emotional armor. Their calmness is learned survival intelligence. They discovered that overreacting never solved anything, so now they conserve energy instead of wasting it on emotional noise. They also use cognitive reframing constantly. Where someone else might think, everything is going wrong, calm people think, this is inconvenient, but I can handle it. This subtle mental shift reduces anxiety, protects clarity, and keeps the situation manageable. Reframing is one of the most powerful psychological tools for staying centered. Calm individuals rely heavily on internal validation. They aren't waiting for outside approval, and they aren't controlled by how others perceive them. When your self-worth comes from within, you don't feel pressured to impress, defend, or compete. That inner stability shows up externally as emotional calm. Another secret is delayed reaction time. They don't answer instantly, they don't escalate instantly, they don't startle instantly. That tiny pause gives them psychological power. While others impulsively react, they're calculating, adjusting, and observing. Calm people win many situations simply because they refuse to get dragged into emotional quicksand. You'll also notice that calm people value predictability and routine. Consistency regulates the nervous system. Their calm isn't limited to their emotions. It appears in their habits, environment, and relationships. They create stability by design. And then there's a deeper truth. Calm individuals are often private processors. They feel things, but internally. They don't externalize problems. They reflect, analyze, and resolve emotions inside their mind before anyone even knows something happened. This can make them appear cold, but really it's a self-contained emotional system. People who are always calm also rely heavily on logic over emotion, not because they lack feelings, but because logic gives structure. Emotion tells them what's happening. Logic tells them what to do about it. This balance is rare and extremely powerful. Finally, calmness comes from trust in their ability to handle life. Not everything is predictable. Not everything is controllable. But while other people fear uncertainty, calm people feel grounded in their own competence. They believe in their capacity to solve problems, adapt, and respond. Their calmness is a quiet confidence. In the end, calm people aren't emotionless. They're emotionally efficient. They don't waste energy. They don't feed chaos. They don't let other people pull their strings. Their calmness is not luck. It's psychology. It's skill. It's self-mastery in motion.